What's up, guys? We are back. We were watching another episode of My Hero Academia, and oh my god. So for those of you who are kind of concerned about the fact that somebody kind of hinted at something I had said in the previous episode where I said, well, maybe Deku will use his legs, or maybe he should use his legs. That was the thing, is I said maybe he should use his legs, and somebody said that's something that might be happening, and I was kind of curious how they were going to implement that. Because I still didn't know. I mean, obviously it's like, oh, well, maybe he uses his legs as an extra thing or whatever. I had no context to this as to what was actually going to happen. So, getting into the episode, first off, new opening. As soon as I'm done recording this, I'm going to go and do a drum cover of this song. Well, this is coming out Monday, so if the drum cover comes out tonight, which would be Sunday night, if it does, don't worry, I've already seen the episode, so if you guys are watching the cover tonight and you go, oh my god, like, he didn't watch the episode, I haven't even recorded the drum cover yet, like, that's happening tonight. But, yeah, so this comes out Monday, which is today for when you guys are seeing it. But anyway, gonna do a drum cover. Freaking awesome opening. It was definitely on par with some of the other ones. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't a peace sign episode or an opening or the third opening. It wasn't like quite to that in like that hype level, but it was not far from it. Definitely better than, in my opinion, what the fourth opening was. But I have clearly been in, at least with you guys in the fan base, definitely not a popular opinion, me not liking it, but it was my preference. But anyway, getting into the actual episode, this time around, first off with Deku, he kind of like woke up and he's like, oh yeah, I'm not at home anymore because of the whole dorm thing. Even though his room basically looks like it did at home with just a ton of All Might stuff. But, so he talked about like, oh yeah, I think he said it was like 5 minutes from the school. They're, you know, this living in the dorm rooms, kind of starting a new life there, which is kind of cool to see. But they're starting the work on getting their provisional licenses, the licenses that allow them to, I guess, use their abilities more so than they can now. And apparently that has a 50% fail rate, or 50% pass rate. Either way, 50-50. Tons of people are failing. And so that was kind of interesting to see, like, how this, well, number one, the students are like, oh shoot, like, is it really that hard? It's like, yeah, it's that hard. And one of the things they had to learn was the development of their ultimate move, which is primarily what we got to see this episode. And we saw them kind of developing their ultimate moves as they go. In fact, was it Ectoplasm, I think, said that Ida's Recipro Burst could very well be called an ultimate move, considering how consistently he can do it and the power of that move. And it makes me wonder, too, like, what is Aizawa's ultimate move? What is Ectoplasm's ultimate move? Midnight's ultimate move? You know, like, I have a feeling that we saw the first and final use in the series of All Might's ultimate move, which was United States of Smash, but I was curious to see what each of the other characters were going to come up with. Obviously, Ida's is probably going to be Recipro Burst. I don't know what Jiro's or Sero or Deku's is going to be, or any of the others, but we got to see them all practicing it. We got to see them all practicing it. All Might showed up, and he saw that Deku was still having problems because he's saying, like, how am I supposed to fight with my hands and arms the way they are? And All Might says, you're still imitating me. And when Deku goes, well, I don't know what you mean by that, All Might moved on to giving Kirishima advice. And it's cool to see because it's interesting. All Might is now, which, I mean, kind of jokingly, Aizawa was like, what's he doing now? Like, why is he doing this? And sees that he has a Even Dummies Can Teach education theory book in his back pocket, which I thought was funny, but it also means that he's taking it more seriously, his job, as opposed to just being at the school to kind of show up and, you know, groom his successor. He's actually teaching other students now more so than just focusing in on one particular student, that being Midoriya. So it was cool to see that he's actually going around and giving advice to people, but it left Deku kind of in this thing of, well, how am I supposed to, like, what do you mean I'm imitating you? What am I supposed to do? And one of the things that they had to do was go to the workshop area where they make new tech and new assists for the students and for heroes. And Midoriya was going, well, I want something to brace my arms so that I don't have to worry about injuring them as badly. Even Ectoplasm was like, of everybody in the class, you are definitely the furthest from consistent with your quirk, which is true, because he went from, blowing his fingers up to blowing his entire arm up to blowing every arm up to his legs to his... He's just been all a mess. And so he goes there. We see Hatsume again, which is hilarious to see. We saw a bit of fan service with her falling on Deku. He's quite the ladies' man, apparently, and that also made Uraraka a little jealous. But we got to see that, and he had this breakthrough moment while Hatsume was torturing them with these different tech tools. Like, she put Deku in a powered suit, which almost, pulled an Iron Man 2 and twisted him. And Ida wanted something to cool his legs better or his engines better for Recipro Burst. And she gave him these boosters for his arms, which he didn't need. And she said, well, if you need something like that, why not just run on your arms? And Deku had this, full-on moment of, realization where he's like, wait a minute, something's becoming clearer. And he adjusted his style. And he even asked Ida, he's like, Ida, can you teach me the stuff you're doing with your legs? Can you teach me that? And that was the moment where we kind of see that Deku is shifting his style from his arms primarily, because that's what All Might did, to his legs, because that's what's better for his, predicament, his situation. He still got braces for his arms. He got these, arm glove braces things. But we saw something really cool later on, but I want to get to some of the other students. Bakugo's abilities could kill people, straight up murder people. He kept killing the ectoplasm clones. He blew one of them up and he's like, ectoplasm, mine died, can I have another one? And he I think solidified his ultimate move, which was AP shot or armor piercing shot, where he basically took one hand, concentrated explosion in one hand, and just blasted a hole through concrete, which was really cool to see. He was very powerful in that regard. But there was that. Uraraka is working on teaching herself how to float, or make herself float, and not get nauseous, so that she can use her martial arts abilities better. And Dark Shadows was the Dark Shadow one was really cool. Abysmal dark body or black something, a bit abysmal something. It was really, and Midnight even said it's the idea is to make it easy to say as well. But it was this ability where essentially Dark Shadow covers him and he can compensate for his close combat abilities or his lack thereof. But then after Bakugo's AP shot kind of showing off what he could do, a piece of concrete falls and is falling towards All Might, and Deku shows up and does a smash, but he does it with his legs, and it's full cowling shoot style. So he's now primarily using his legs, which makes me wonder, and somebody let me know in the comments in a non-spoiler way, at this point now, because he can only use 5% with his arms, and with the damage he's done to his arms, I would assume he can use less than 5% because of all the damage to his ligaments and things like that. Can he use more than his 5% ability in his legs? Because your legs are, by nature, stronger than your arms in a lot of cases. So can he use more than that? I don't know. But that was kind of where the episode ended, because he finally had a realization of something so simple, just simply switching from using his upper body because he thought he had to, because that's what All Might did, to using his legs, which is better for him. That was awesome. And the new ending was also pretty good. I like it was the kind of, generic main character running kind of thing, but it was still good. I thought it was good. It felt very much like the third ending I think it was for Soul Eater. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the episode. What did you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know, so let me know in the comments. If you guys are new here, make sure to like and subscribe. In the link in the description, of course, watch the full video. There's a link down there. And apart from that, I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to be there and have a good one.